Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Richard Chaplin and the founder and chief executive of the Managing Partners Forum, and I'm your proud host for today's ceremony. Now, the awards that we are about to celebrate are Management Excellence Awards, and they recognize the vital contribution of management to the business of professional services firms. Now, as you'll hear from many of the winning entries, that contribution was vital during the pandemic, at times verging on existential. Now, in common with all forum events, the awards have an important educational dimension. So I'll be conducting live interviews with a representative from each of the winning firms on the challenges that they faced and how they went about resolving them. And I'm sure you'll be inspired by hearing about their fantastic achievements. As you know, the Forum's awards are grouped under three themes, each with multiple categories. And these are the themes, you can see them on the slide. So helping your clients be more productive, enabling your community to flourish, and making your business more productive. Now, in addition to announcing winners for each category, we will also be recognizing 3 Best in Theme winners at the end of the ceremony. And we're also giving an Exceptional Achievement Award to an individual who has made a significant contribution to our sector. And this category is for exceptional achievement by an individual. And it's basically a merit category, and it's selected by the judges and actually sponsored by the Financial Times. Now, before I announce the winner, I'd like to show a short video in which various people close to the winner explain why they believe him to be a worthy winner.
Sort of the relationship has been one where he provided professional services to us as a company and to my team in particular, and built his own team to provide that service and essentially leapfrogged their competition to become our preferred supplier.
Energetic, very values focused, values driven. He is empathetic. He is challenging. But most of all, I'd say he's human. Always brings a human touch to a situation, and very interested in what makes people tick and their motivations, and wanting to help them.
Never met anyone who is able to build consensus and move mountains in the way that he is. Things that seemed impossible.
The engagement and the friendliness, and yet the ability to still keep the focus and keep the drive is amazing, and hugely articulate, hugely thoughtful, and very strategic.
Ministers want to hear from people who challenge them and who have differences of view, because that is how you go about hearing what is happening in the economy and shape policy interventions in the best way. And I think that is something that this individual would do politely very well. If there was something that people needed to hear that they weren't hearing, then he would ensure that that happened.
A good client partner. He knew our people. He understood the business, and he was always good at being helpful in identifying things which he picked up elsewhere and which he wasn't sure that you knew, but he thought you ought to know.
We brought government and business together in a really focused way, and this person drove that and made that happen in a really very articulate and diplomatic way that was seamless. People didn't realize they were being steered in that direction, but we were, and it was brilliantly done.
Because of his formidable will, coupled with absolute vision, clarity of vision, which means that it may not happen immediately, but over time, we will get to the right place every single time.
Felt nervous the first time I met him because of the sort of gravitas and standing, but he certainly put my fears to one side, and he is a very good leader and very approachable.
Someone who's certainly in my experience has demonstrated his commitment to social mobility, using his networks and his influence in his agency as a senior person in the professional services industry for the good, not just of our charity, but for the wider society.
He's definitely calm, definitely insightful, definitely authentic. I suspect my wife, who does know him very well, would call him charming.
He was very well networked, has a great sense of humour, and is very, very passionate about working with colleagues across the services sectors and helping people on a personal level where he can.
He likes people. He's very high energy, and he transmits enthusiasm.
I really like spending time with, and I noticed that from others when the opportunity arises to spend time with him, to have a meeting with him, they jump at the chance.
Exceptional achievement by the individual. And who is the winner? The winner is Nick Owen.
Very, very much indeed. I'm delighted to receive this. It's quite humbling to see all those people speaking about you on this screen. So firstly, I should apologise for the fact that I can't be there sort of live. I would have loved to have done that. It's great to receive this recognition from you, but also to recognise the continuing good work of the Managing Partners Forum and all that you do for the hundreds of professional partnerships that you work with. So thank you as well. Secondly, I'm absolutely sort of dumbstruck by what I've just heard, and I don't know how to thank you enough. And this arrived in the post literally about an hour ago, so I'm very grateful for that as well. It will be well used, obviously, but each time I use it, I will be reminded of obviously this event, but also all those comments that people have made. I don't really know what to say in this sort of instance, but one of the things that came out from that, I think, was around my fun and love of this profession. I do think the profession is an amazing asset for the country. I think our professions across professional services are incredibly important. They are the oil that keeps the machinery of this country going. And I've always had a great time doing it. So I think one thing I would say that came out from those comments is I have clearly enjoyed most of the moments of my career, and that's probably the most important thing for a professional services person, to actually enjoy what they do and to enjoy the people they do it with, both their clients and their teams. And I think the other thing that probably reflects on something that I know in my career, both at Anderson's in the early part of my career and more latterly with Deloitte, but as a client serving partner, and there are a couple of clients on there, but also as someone who led teams of people inside our own firms and across multiple firms, it's sort of trying to set the energy and build consensus that is important for people like us, things that have to be achieved with others, for others, through others. And I think the only way to do that is to always be very clear about what you're trying to do, have a strong vision, but also to take people on board appropriately, and that's almost to make the vision their vision as well, so that they know what's in it for them by coming on the journey with you. And I think, again, great partnerships work that way. I think great collaborations work that way across partnerships, and also great collaborations between professional services firms and their clients work because of shared purpose, shared goals, but everyone being absolutely clear why it's the right thing for them to do collectively and individually. So with that, I will say thank you again. I will enjoy every mouthful that comes from this once I've filled it, and look forward to seeing you again shortly, Richard, but also other people in our professions. Look forward to seeing you over the next several years. Thank you.
That really concludes the awards for this year. And I wanted to congratulate all the winners and say better luck next year to everyone else. Thank you all for being here. Hopefully see you next year for the 21st anniversary of these unique awards. And hopefully, one never quite knows in life, they'll be face to face. So thank you again.